Hi there guys and welcome back. Today I'll be showing you how to turn one of your color images into one of those dark and moody scenes. It's going to be an easy process. Follow along with me. I'll be using Lightroom for this editing. The image we'll be editing is of an Icelandic church which I took last year in June. So everything will be done in Lightroom. I'll be showing you the before and after images at the end of the video. Feel free to leave any comments below and I'll try my best to answer each and every one of them. So let's get cracking and start editing. So here we are in Lightroom and we're gonna start turning this nice image into a moody, dark and moody scene. First thing I'm gonna do is reduce the exposure depending on your image. I'm going to go around just over 100, minus 100. And then from here, I take it down to the color mixture. First thing I do on here is reduce all the colors. I desaturate. I'm not turning it into a black and white. I'm just gonna individually choose the colors I need. Gonna go back up to the basic panel and then I'm gonna increase the whites. Make sure you don't get any clippings. If you hold down the Alt key on the windows, you can see we just clipped the highlights. Next, I'm going to go back down to the colors, the color mixer, and I'm going to slowly increase the orange, the saturation. We're over here, saturation. First, I'm going to increase the orange, not too much. Next, the yellows. Somewhere there, maybe a bit less. And then the greens. Okay, about there. Don't forget we're doing dark and moody. Try the aqua. Leave it how it was on minus 100. And do the same for the blues. There we have the blues. Not too much either. Somewhat there. Purples. Ever so slightly. And magenta. I don't think we have any magenta here. Next, I'm going to go over to the luminance and play around with the reds. Increase the reds. I'm going to decrease the orange to get that copper tone. Somewhere there. The yellows. Okay, all these, both these two are on minus, and the greens. Okay, these I'm not going to touch them. I'm going to go back over to the basic panel, and I'm going to pull slightly the shadows. I'm going to reduce slowly the blacks. And I think I'm going to reduce a bit of the exposure. Okay, the highlights I'm going to reduce also. And going to increase slightly the whites. A touch of contrast. I'm going to increase slightly the texture. Some clarity. And a bit of dehaze. Okay, we're getting there slowly. The next, I'll be going over to the masking. And I'll be using the linear gradient. I'm going to place it over the top right hand corner and slowly turn it around. As you can see, it's affecting the top of the church and some of the tree leaves and branches. What I do is go over to these three buttons here, these dots, go on intersect mask, and I'm going to select the sky. Let it render, and you will see we won't have any masking on the church and the trees. Here won't be perfect, should be good enough though. Here I'm going to reduce the exposure. And reduce just a bit highlights. Next, I'm going to go back and create another linear gradient. I'm going to do it over the right side, the left side, sorry. Again, I'm going to intersect it with the sky. And I'm going to slowly reduce the exposure again. Okay. I'm going to create another mask, linear, for the foreground. And reduce the exposure also. Should be alright. I'm gonna go and create a radial gradient. I'm gonna place it over the church. Open it up a bit here. And very slightly, I'm gonna increase the exposure.
I check the before and after, or if you press this eyeball here, it should be okay. Next, I'm going to do another radial gradient. And I'm going to place it over the top of these grasses, somewhere in the mid-range. Open it up slightly, and I'm going to crease slightly in the shadows. Should be okay. Next, I'm going to do another radial gradient. And here we'll be doing a vignette. Should be okay like it is. And here we're gonna invert the vignette. Gonna reduce the exposure. I'm going out of the masking now. Over to the exposure. Came a bit too dark, and just increase it slightly. Not too much. Around there. And I'm gonna try and go down to the curves, to the tone curves. I'll be using the sliders here, and I'll just be increasing slightly the darks. Should be okay. Go back to the basic. Don't worry about the clipping here. And there we have our final image of moody, of dark and moody. I hope you enjoyed the video. A very simple technique. Hope you like it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching, and see you in another video. Thank you guys, and see ya.